I'm making a video game. Okay, what's the game about? What mechanics and art style will it have? Who am I? And more will be answered in this video for Slime Pioneers Devlog 0. The first part of this video will be a general overview of the game, including the story, some planned features, and the art style that I will be using. And then I'll get into some more technical information on the tools that I will be using and why I believe that I can make this game. So, let's get into Slime Pioneers and explore what this game is all about. Slime Pioneers is a first-person, cozy exploration adventure game set in a vast, newly discovered cave system. You play as a researcher tasked with exploring its hidden regions, uncovering strange ecosystems, and discovering the many unique slimes that call it home. Every region will introduce new slimes with their own unique abilities and personalities. These slimes can be tamed, named, and carried with you in capsules, letting you use their abilities on command, like blasting open cracked walls or sticking to surfaces to help you climb. These slimes can help you solve puzzles, unlock hidden paths, or calm down more hostile slime species. Slimes aren't just companions though. They also drop valuable resources that can be used for building, crafting, and upgrading your base. The more species you discover and collect, the more tools, structures, and possibilities open up. And over time, you can develop resource farms, tame a personal arsenal of slimes, and use their abilities to delve deeper into the caverns. At the heart of this game is player freedom, with no traditional level system. Instead, progression will come from the slimes you collect, the resources they provide, and the ways you choose to use them. My goal with Slime Pioneers is to give players a sandbox where they can approach the game however they like, whether that's exploring new regions, solving puzzles, collecting slimes, or building the perfect underground home. Like most developers, I'm drawing from a lot of games and media that I grew up with, while focusing on what worked, what didn't, and how I can evolve those ideas into something unique for Slime Pioneers. The most obvious inspiration is Slime Rancher. I loved exploring the regions and collecting new slimes, but the game's scope felt a bit small, with limited progression and no real base building. That inspired me to go bigger, with more puzzles, more reasons to collect different slimes, and the ability to build your base anywhere. Slug Terror was the second big inspiration. The underground world, unique caverns, and creatures with unique abilities. Slime Pioneers especially expands on the idea of creatures as both companions and tools. Pokemon gave me inspiration for a team of creatures always at your side, but with a cozier, capsule-based storage method. Palworld showed me that bases can feel more alive with creatures helping around the base instead of being stuck in a box or pen. And Ark gave me more ideas, and Aberration's underground map helped reinforce the underground setting for Slime Pioneers. On the lighter side, Club Penguin's Puffles helped give me more ideas for creature designs and personalities, whilst Subnautica inspired more exploration, and its art style, blending realistic and stylized rendering, is exactly what I want to capture with my game. From these inspirations and a lot more, I have come up with how I want this game to play. Exploration is a key theme in Slime Pioneers. As you explore, you'll discover new slimes, and those slimes will generate resources over time. These resources will serve as the main progression in the game, as you'll use them for building, crafting, and upgrades. And later, machines like a resource extractor can automate these processes, turning your slime collection into a full resource farm. So, the more slimes you discover and collect, the more you'll be able to unlock. And the map will help track where you currently are inside the cavern, and you'll be able to survey the regions you discover, which will unlock them on the map and provide more information about that region. On top of that, you'll carry a small arsenal of tamed slimes, each with a set of abilities that you can choose from by aiming with right click and selecting the ability. Then, with left click, the player will throw the slime and it will perform that action. These abilities can be used to reach new areas, solve puzzles, and for some, combat. In addition to the arsenal, the player will have a more standard inventory where they can store resources, gadgets, and bulk amounts of non-tamed slimes to bring back to their base. And back at your base, you'll use research stations to study resources and slimes, unlocking new buildings, crafting options, and upgrades. And building itself is flexible. You can place down pre-made structures and rooms, like a research lab, or go completely custom, constructing your base wall by wall with the building tool. And bases can be expanded with a multitude of rooms and machines, such as the resource extractor, and I am also exploring the idea of slimes being useful around the base, like a water slime being able to water crops, though those details are still undecided at this point. But of course, none of this works without the right look and feel for the game. So let's talk about the visuals for Slime Pioneers. As a 3D game, Slime Pioneers will have a unique art style that stands out from other hand-painted and cartoonish games. The game will use a bright, vibrant color palette, but instead of the soft, smudgy style common in hand-painted games, I am aiming for a more grounded set of visuals. This includes distinct brush strokes that follow the form of the 3D models, giving them depth and texture while still feeling stylized and hand-painted. Being close to shows like Star Wars The Bad Batch, but a little bit more cartoony. And to achieve this, I'll be using a hybrid art pipeline, using hand-painted textures alongside semi-PBR rendering. This will let me keep the hand-painted and stylized look, while also adding realistic qualities like surface shine and roughness. The world that the player will find themselves in is a very natural looking world. It's a cave system, and it will have unique ecosystems through the various cave regions. And player-built structures in Slime Pioneers will reflect the same stylized look, a blend of natural materials like mushroom walls and stone, with more advanced sci-fi panels. And these buildings will utilize everything the player has available, from the caverns glowing crystals as lights, to surface tech like the player's various research stations. And that is the overall look and feel that I am aiming for. Now, let's talk about where you'll be able to play the game. I'd love to bring Slime Pioneers to as many platforms as possible, starting with PC and hopefully expanding to PlayStation, Xbox, and the Switch too. But I will not compromise the quality of the main build, so console versions may have to come a little later as proper ports. To bring Slime Pioneers to life, I'm using a set of tools that cover everything from programming and design to art and version control. For the core of the game, I will be building it in Unity 6.2 with the high definition render pipeline, which gives me flexibility to create my game with modern rendering features. For coding and scripting, I'll be working in Visual Studio alongside Unity packages like vHierarchy 2, vFolders 2, and a hot reload to keep my workflow clean and efficient. On the art side, I will be doing all of my 2D art in Krita, with Blender handling the 3D modeling and Substance Painter for detailed hand-painted textures combined with semi-PBR surfaces. To keep all of my visual references organized, I will be using PureRef, which is great for mood boards and reference sheets. For version control, I'm using Perforce. It's reliable for large projects like this and ensures that I can safely experiment without losing any progress. And finally, for designing and organizing the game's world, I will be using aboundworlds.com. This is my own website that I have spent over a year developing. It's a tool that I built specifically for world building and project planning, and it's been a huge help in keeping everything structured. Having the right tools is one thing, but experience and background matters too. So here's a little about me. My name is Tristan, and I am in my final year of a bachelor's in software engineering for game programming. Through my professional education, I have earned a few diplomas and certificates in game programming, art, design, and 3D animation. Basically, I spent the last several years building the various skills I believe I need to make games from the ground up. I am primarily a programmer, but I also do 3D art on the side, which I share on my Instagram. And I currently do web development, where I have built websites for clients, my own website at boundworlds.com, which I built for story writers and world builders, and of course my portfolio site, tristanmoore3d.com. My goal with Slime Pioneers is pretty simple: to make a fun game that I would love to play myself. And if it can lead into starting my own studio one day, that would be amazing. But even if it doesn't, I am excited to build something unique and share my journey along the way with these devlog videos. I will be working on Slime Pioneers for quite a while, but I will be aiming to release a new devlog video every month or so, depending on how much work I'm able to get done. And Devlog 1 will go over the start of full production, introducing some of the core features and maybe even some world design. So if you want to stay updated on the development of Slime Pioneers, make sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell, and let me know in the comments what type of slimes and abilities you would want to see. And with that said, I will see you all next time.